Okonkwo was her rock, and his unexpected death shook her world. Many years ago, in a bustling town of Nkana, there lived a woman named Nkem. Nkem was known for her warm smile, jovial nature, and hardworking spirit. She had 3 young children named Ogo, Chika, and little Chinwe. She lived happily with her husband Okonkwo, who was a well-known dealer in all kinds of electronics. Okonkwo was a successful businessman and has acquired various landed properties, made several investments. Okonkwo was a loving husband and a caring father to his wife and children. He made sure all their needs were met. Nkem, on the other hand, was a hard-working woman. Despite her husband's acquired wealth, she sells all kinds of foodstuffs and perishables. One fateful evening, Okonkwo and Nkem were relaxing in front of their house, and he said to his wife, "Nkem, don't you think it's high time you stop this business of yours? I make enough money to take care of you and my children. Whereas, you know the doctor advised that you should have enough rest for you to heal properly and be able to conceive again. Considering the fact that I need a son to take after me when I'm gone." Nkem retorted, "Obim, nothing will happen to you. Whereas, I just finished selling the last batch of food items I have. Since you want me to stop, your wish is my command," and they both laughed it out. Okonkwo and Nkem has always longed to give birth to a baby boy, but was unfortunate not to have one as a result of complications Nkem had while giving birth to her last baby girl, Chinwe. The doctor advised that Nkem takes maximum rest to heal her body from the whole complication in order to be able to conceive again. Few years later, things took a drastic change when Okonkwo fell sick and was hospitalized, making it impossible to fend for the family, being the breadwinner. Nkem decided to take up her husband's business in order to sustain the family and foot the hospital bills. She was able to succeed easily in the business because she spends time with her husband in the shop and understands how the business is being run before her husband fell ill. Okonkwo was diagnosed of kidney failure. As a result of this, the finances drained up. Nkem couldn't keep up with the payment of bills. Things became so difficult for her and children. The business was not moving as well. She decided to sell off some of her husband's property to sustain her family. Despite all the medication administered to Okonkwo, he was not getting any better and has been on life support for some months. Finally, Okonkwo was confirmed dead after the long battle with kidney failure. After the burial rites of Okonkwo was concluded, and Nkem was allowed to mourn her husband according to the customs and traditions of the land. The family life has been tough ever since her husband Okonkwo passed away. Okonkwo was her rock, and his unexpected death shook her world. Nkem tried to revive her husband's business, but all to no avail. As a result of depleted resources, lots of goods has been sold to finance the hospital bills. As a result of this, Nkem was forced to shut down the business. The family of Okonkwo has always despised Nkem, called her names, even accused her of her husband's untimely death. Nkem wept bitterly. The husband's family continued maltreating Nkem and her children by selling off all her husband has acquired, both in property and assets. Nkem was left with nothing to support herself and her children. Nkem's troubles didn't end with Okonkwo's passing. His family, driven by grief, greed, and suspicion, accused Nkem of witchcraft and blamed her for Okonkwo's death. They forcefully evicted her from the house she once called home, leaving her with nothing but the clothes on her back and her 3 children to care for. Determined to survive, Nkem moved to the outskirts of the village, where she found an abandoned hut. It wasn't much, but it was a roof over their heads. With no money and no one to turn to, Nkem knew she had to find a way to support her family. She remembered the small piece of land Okonkwo had left for her, just enough to start a small tomato garden. Nkem worked tirelessly, waking up before dawn to tend to her garden. The children helped as much as they could. Ogo, the eldest at 10, would fetch water from the nearby stream, while Shika, who was 8, helped her mother with planting and weeding. Little Chinwe, only 4, would stay close by, her laughter bringing a glimmer of joy to their hard days. The tomatoes began to grow, and soon Nkem had a modest harvest. She decided to sell her tomatoes at the village market. With a basket of ripe red tomatoes balanced on her head, Nkem walked the long distance to the market, her children trailing behind her. The market was bustling with activities, and Nkem's heart pounded as she set up her small stall. At first, the villagers were hesitant to buy from her. The rumors spread by Okonkwo's family had made them worry. But Nkem's tomatoes were the freshest and juiciest in the market. She smiled at everyone who passed by, offering samples and talking about how she grew the tomatoes with care and love. Slowly, customers began to trickle in. They couldn't resist the quality of Nkem's tomatoes and her genuine, kind nature. Her business started to pick up, and she began to make a small profit. Every evening, she would bring home a little money and some unsold tomatoes, which they would eat for dinner. As weeks turned into months, Nkem's store became one of the most popular in the market. She saved every coin she earned, gradually improving their living conditions. She managed to buy a new pair of shoes for Ogo, a dress for Shika, and a toy for Chinwe. These small comforts brought immense joy to her children and renewed her hope. Nkem's resilience and determination did not go unnoticed. One day, the village chief, a wise and fair man, approached her stall. He had heard of her struggles and admired her perseverance. He offered her a small loan to expand her business with no interest. Overwhelmed with gratitude, Nkem accepted the loan and used it to buy more seeds and better tools. With the improved tools and additional seeds, Nkem's garden flourished. She grew not just tomatoes, but also peppers, onions, and herbs. Her stall became a mini market of its own, attracting even more customers. Nkem employed a few villagers to help her, creating job opportunities for others in need. Few years later, Nkem's success story had spread throughout the region. She had not only secured a stable income, but had also built a new home for her family. Her children were able to go to school, and their lives had transformed remarkably. Ogo, the first daughter of Nkem, became a lawyer and was passionate about her profession. She helped her mother to legally acquire back from her wicked uncles what is left of her husband's property. Chika, on the other hand, pursued a career in medicine and stood out in her field. Through dedication and hard work, she was among the best doctors in town. She successfully established a hospital in her father's memory, ensuring that the people of her community benefit from her healthcare services. Chinwe, who was still in school, was dedicated to her studies in business management. She intends to take after her father in establishing a business which will not only create employment opportunities for the youth, but would also be of great benefit to the society at large. The three daughters of Okonkwo and Nkem, being successful in their various fields, became the talk of the town. The sad story of Nkem became a success story. Through hard work and dedication, she was able to train her kids in their various fields and expertise and make sure they make an impact in the society they were once castigated. Hearing how successful Nkem and her children turned out, the wicked families of Okonkwo realized they made a great mistake due to their greed to take over their brother's wealth and came begging with great remorse. Nkem welcomed them wholeheartedly into her sitting room. The elder brother of Okonkwo said, "My wife, we know we have wronged you and treated you bad in the past due to our greed to take over our brother's wealth. We acknowledge our mistakes and truly sorry for the disrespect. Please find a place in your heart to forgive us. We have realized that you are not just a good woman, but a hardworking, virtuous woman as well, having single-handedly trained your kids the right way, thereby making the family of Okonkwo to be recognized in the society. We appreciate you immensely." Nkem replied, "Well, my husband, I have heard all you have said and have forgiven you long time ago. I'm grateful to God for making me the woman I am today and for the success of my three girls." Nkem, alongside with her three girls, were given a grand welcome into the family of Okonkwo. She was celebrated like a queen that she is and was respected and admired not just within the family but across the whole community of Nkana. She became a role model for so many women in the society. The accusations and cruelty of Okonkwo's family seemed like a distant memory. They had tried to break her, but Nkem's spirit was unbreakable. She had turned her adversity into a source of strength, and her journey from a poor, destitute widow to a successful businesswoman became an inspiration to many. Nkem's story is a testament to the power of resilience, hard work, and unwavering love for one's family. In the face of unimaginable hardship, she not only survived but thrived, proving that with hard work, determination, and kindness, one can overcome any obstacle. Hope you find this story interesting. Please subscribe to my channel at African Tales by Abby. Like and share with family and friends. Stay tuned for more interesting and mind-blowing stories coming your way. Love you. Bye.